Hi, my name is Amanda Lints, and the Newberry award-winning book that I chose to read was Number the Stars by Lois Lowry. I haven't previously read this book, though I know that it is often read in middle school and high schools around the country. So I was really happy that I got the chance to read it. It was a quick and easy read for me as an adult, but at the same time, it was still pretty heavy-hearted, and it was very engaging for me, and I really enjoyed the story. There are no pictures inside, but on the cover here, you can see a young girl. And on the back, you see the Jewish star, which kind of gives you an idea of what Number the Stars is about. Makes you think kind of like how Jews were numbered during the Holocaust time. So the story is about a 10-year-old girl named Anne Marie. One day she is walking home with her younger sister Kirsty and her best friend Ellen, who happens to be Jewish, and they're stopped by the German soldiers that have occupied their country of Denmark for a few years. They're heavily questioned, but the girls are able to get by and return home. When they return home, they talk to their moms about what happened, and their moms are pretty upset about the situation. They try to tell them to steer clear of those soldiers and the way they walked home. Moving forward, so that they are not talked to and questioned again. After a few weeks, they start to notice that the businesses in town that are owned by Jewish people are being shut down. And around this time, they start to get wind that they are removing Jewish people from the community. Ellen and her family are worried about what they're going to do at this time. But Anne Marie and her family have always been of the mind frame that you help your family and friends. And so the Rosens, which is Ellen's parents, they leave in the night and they leave Ellen with Anne Marie and her family. And Ellen is meant to pretend like she is one of Anne Marie's sisters. At this time, the Germans do come in and question the family. They notice that Ellen does look quite different than their other daughters, but the parents are quick thinkers and they're able to explain away her being a part of the family, as Anne Marie did have an older sister who had died a few years prior, right before her wedding to a young man named Peter. And so at this time they decide it's dangerous for them to keep Ellen around. And so Anne Marie, her mother, Kirsty, and Ellen set to their uncle's house, and his name is Henrik, and that is her mother's brother. When they get there, Henrik has to go to work all day. He works at the boats. He's a fisherman. And so the mother cleans the house and gets things ready. That evening, Anne Marie is told that her great aunt Bertie has passed away, and that they are going to have a mourning funeral for her in the home. And Anne Marie obviously knows that she's never heard of this aunt before, so she starts to question what's going on, but at the same time she goes with it because she isn't sure that she necessarily wants to know the full truth. So a bunch of strangers come in to help mourn great aunt Bertie, and also Ellen's parents make a return. And so Peter comes in as well, and he brings some warm clothes for all of the strangers that are there. And he explains that they're going to escape in the night. So some soldiers do come in and they question the family about what they're doing because there's a lot of people gathered in one spot, but they are able to convince the soldiers that they are having a mourning period for their aunt, and they move on. So Peter sets out with half of the group, and Anne Marie's mother then sets out with the other half of the group separately. Peter does give one of the travelers a very special package to take to Henrik, and unfortunately it is dropped. But that's not discovered until Anne Marie's mother has returned home. And unfortunately Anne Marie's mother was very badly injured in her journey. So it's up to Anne Marie to try to get this package to Henrik. Unfortunately it's very dangerous, but she is a very brave 10-year-old, and she takes the package and gets to Henrik as quickly as possible, even when she's stopped by German soldiers with their big scary dogs and everything. She's a very brave little girl. So she gets the package to Henrik, and then she returns home. Later on, they discover Henrik comes home and he is questioned by Anne Marie about the package and about everything that happened. And Henrik explains a bit more of the situation about how him and some other fishermen create space underneath their boat where they can hide people in order to get them to help them escape to Sweden. And he also explains that the special package was it contained drugs that help um, the Germans' dogs not be able to sniff out people. So Anne Marie had gotten that package to Henrik just in time because the soldiers did search his boat, and luckily they moved on because they did not smell any people. And around this time, Anne Marie also discovers that her sister, who had passed away, was actually part of the resistance against Germany, and she was killed, basically trying to um, resist them and during a secret meeting. Um, Towards the end of the book, the war is won. We also discover that Peter has died and that he was a big part of the resistance. So it's a really wonderful story. They explain that it's historical fiction, so it's not true events, but it it's pretty factual in what could have happened, what did happen with some families. It was a really great read. I really enjoyed it. It reminded me a bit of The Butterfly, which is one of our read-alongs that we did because the adults are hiding young people and really people in general who need to escape and who need to hide from the Germans, the Nazi Germany, and also how they kind of keep it hidden from the young children in their lives because the less information that the young children have, the safer they are. The activity that I chose was for these students to create a timeline of important events. This is a quick and easy read, but I feel like it's very fast paced and there's lots of information in a short period of time. And so I think it would be nice for the students to work together to create a timeline just in case there are some details that some of the kids missed. And they're able to pinpoint the very important aspects of the story as a whole. All right, thank you.